Gianna, here is your baseline slalom free ski. We kind of do this at the beginning of the year, and fun to look back at a video in the end of the year and see all the improvements. But great first day. Welcome to MSA. Love having you here. Let's check you out.
All right, slalom turns. Go ahead.
All right, well, we've already made some improvements or changes since this run on day one, and we really worked a lot on stance, getting that nice athletic, ready position, keeping the hands out in front, and keeping a little more of definitely a wider stance. We need to widen the stance. We have to be a stable, wider stance and consistent throughout the turn. All right, you get your feet and legs really close together at times, right? Pretty hard to roll those skis up, and it's not a very stable stance. You can get bounced around pretty quickly. So widen the stance like that right there. That's what we want. But it gets really narrow, particularly at the top of the turn. All right, so wider stance. We talked about skiing like a cowgirl. I mean, if we over-exaggerate it, we'll probably get to the right spot. So wider stance, and keep those hands out in front. You have a tendency to bring those hands out. Look at, they're flying around back of you there, and you like to whip them forward. Just keep them forward. Slalom, keep them out in front. It's easy to pole plant when they're right in front of you in that position. All right. Lastly, on your stance, you tend to get a little hunched over at the waist. Let's not bend over quite as much. We do want our back and our shin to be kind of the same angle. Also, ankles and knees. We worked on that a lot day one. You like to put your skis up on edge, really using just the hip there. Right. That's all pretty much hip angulation. Right, and we want to see ankles and knees first, rolling them up, and then we'll move the hip to the inside of the turn as the speed progresses. We want to edge the skis from the snow up, ankles and knees first, right? As Coach Jonathan said, we want to use what? Knee, shin, ankle, and then big toe, rolling that big toe on the outside ski down into the snow, and on the inside, rolling the little toe down into the snow. But ankles and knees first before the hip. Also, you've probably been seeing here, really starting to turn on the inside ski. Pretty much every turn, we have this divergence. You got a ski kind of going this way and that way. So we got to really focus on skiing outside ski to outside ski, all right, and avoid that divergence because it's there pretty much, every turn. So I know that's a lot. We worked on a lot day one, but again, you can see feet close together, legs plastered together, bent over at the waist, and all hip. And hands you like to swing them around. All right, so athletic stance. Let's think about widening the stance. We need the similar space between the knees. Keeping the hands out in front. Quiet down the hands. Not quite as bent over and the waist. As we talked about, we like to have the angle of our back kind of matching the angle of our shins. And you're clearly a little bit more over like that. All right, we don't want you standing up like a pencil, but we really get low by getting our feet off from underneath us as opposed to bending over at the waist. But great first day. All right, you got a bunch of things to think about. And looking forward to seeing you next weekend. Hope you have a good week on the hill.